Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10 and support the channel at the same time. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and today is the first day of official Rivals of Ixalan previews, but it would not be a Wizards of the Coast Magic release without a few leaks, and we got a few leaks yesterday. So we're going to talk about those leaks in this video. Later today, I'm going to do a full recap of all of the previews because there's a lot of interesting ones out there. One card in particular seems really cool to me, so we'll be talking about that later. But for today, let's talk about these 4 leaks. Now, just a quick disclaimer with leaks, you never know, right? Like, these may or may not be for real. They look truly legit, though. It looks like someone took a photo, maybe some cards they opened in a pack early or something like that. We did get to see one of the Planeswalkers. That's really the big news here, but a couple other interesting cards, commons and uncommons. So let's just jump right in with the first card. Angrath, the Flame Chains. This is going to cost you a red, a black, and 3. It's a legendary Planeswalker, Angrath. And of course, this is a mythic for loyalty. +1, each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. -3, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap it. It gains haste until end of turn, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step if it has converted mana cost 3 or less. -8, each opponent loses life equal to the number of cards in his or her graveyard. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to get this out of the way and say this. Feels like this design is skewed a little bit towards multiplayer, perhaps Commander, because look at these abilities. Each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of cards in his or her graveyard. So automatically the design is taking me there. The big question, though, is this standard playable? Well, here's the pros. It costs 5, comes in with 4 loyalty. That's actually pretty decent, even though it is 2 different colors. The +1 ability is actually pretty decent. I think each opponent discards a card, loses 2 life. The 2 life maybe not consequential, but making your opponent discard a card, at least early on if they're not expecting that, could throw them off balance a little bit, especially for a control deck or something. The -3 ability can be used the moment it comes into play, so that's actually pretty interesting. If you have a board stall, things are pretty even, you could swing combat in your favor very quickly and surprise your opponent. I do like that. Also, too, it's very versatile. Don't forget, you can actually use that ability on one of your own creatures. If you, at some point you want to give one of your creatures haste, or maybe you have a small creature that you want to get rid of for some reason, you can play it that way too, so don't overlook that. And also, too, it is removal for a small creature beyond that, so it's a threatened effect with an interesting twist on it. The -8 isn't super exciting for me because it's very board states dependent. Could be great some of the time, not so great other times, and it is a lot of work to get there. It's going to be tough to pull off. So that's not as exciting for me. Maybe, again, better in a multiplayer game where there's just more targets and more stuff going on. So, does it get there in Standard? I'm having a hard time thinking what deck wants this right now, at least in current Standard. Granted, we have a lot of the set to see. Things could change this week, but at least for today, I'm going to say, I just don't know where it goes. Like, it feels very Jundy, right? Like, but there isn't a strong, like, attrition-style deck that's out there. I feel like right now the big contenders, of course, are Energy and maybe like some aggro like Ramanap Red, Vehicles, and perhaps Dinosaurs if they can get there with whatever the set gives them. But I can't really think of an attrition deck that's going to want to slam dunk this, right? Like, the Ramanap Red isn't going to want to splash black for this and slow themselves down. I just don't really see that. Like, they're just too all in on aggro. So maybe not today, maybe in the future, though. We'll have to see what cards we see this week, or else maybe another set. Dominaria, Core Set, whatever. Perhaps this becomes more desirable in the future. At least for me right now, this feels like an interesting Commander card I at least want to try out. Or a slam dunk first pick and limited, no doubt. Also worthy to note, no pun intended, that this works in an interesting way with Neheb the Worthy, which also is focused on discarding. Alright, the next card is a common. It's River Darter. It's a blue and 2, Merfolk Warrior 2/3. It can't be blocked by dinosaurs, so it's kind of interesting to me. First off, I'm going to say 2/3 for 3, especially in blue, is a nice little curve filler. Like, you could play this in limited, be probably pretty happy with it a lot of the time. If you didn't main deck it for some reason, if your opponent has some dinosaurs, then sure, you're going to go ahead and bring it in, and you'll be real happy with it then. So it's something to think about in that capacity, even if you don't main deck it. But could this see Standard play? I don't know. Probably not. But I'm going to go long shot here. Here's the Hail Mary. If the dinosaur deck gets enough pieces to become very, very powerful, then maybe this comes out of sideboards. But that's a long shot. I'm just throwing for the end zone there. So I don't really see that, but you never know. Thrashing Brontodon. This is a 2 green and 1 3/4 dinosaur uncommon. Pay 1, sacrifice, destroy a target artifact or enchantment. This is kind of interesting to me. I'm going to say, let's talk about limited first. Very, very playable card. I mean, a 3/4 body, it's a dinosaur. Sometimes that'll be relevant depending on your build. And if you have a problematic artifact or enchantment you have to deal with later on, well, wonderful. You have a way to deal with it. But it's still a 3/4 body for 3, even if it is 2 on color. Feels pretty good to me, actually, there. Could this see standard play? Well, it is an interesting way to deal with a artifact or enchantment. Maybe you're up against a vehicles deck or something like that. You bring it out of the sideboard. But what deck's going to really run this? Probably would have to be the dinosaur deck. So this is a way to sideboard in a actual dinosaur body that could still do damage and also deal with a potential threat like something out of a vehicles deck or something like that. So yeah, I could see it. It just has to be a situation where the dinosaur deck gets there, though. If that's the case, yeah, maybe it's a sideboard card. And finally, we have Ixalan's here. This is going to cost a white, a green, and 1. It's a human druid, uncommon 2/3. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Sacrifice, return target dinosaur card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so more dinosaur love. And that first ability is especially interesting within this set because it does appear we're getting dinosaurs of many different colors, perhaps all colors. So we'll have to kind of see as more things get previewed. This is maybe a way to cast those in limited. And I kind of think that's perhaps the core purpose of this card. Also, too, being able to grab a dinosaur from the graveyard to your hand later in the game, especially when you don't have to fix your mana anymore, feels pretty good to me, or if this is going to like die anyway or something like that. So I do like the power level for limited for sure. If I'm in a dinosaur deck, I could see myself maybe even first picking this and trying to force dinosaurs, or just find this in pack 3 and just be really, really happy if I'm already in dinosaurs, and that would be great. That's the better scenario. So what about standard? Well, I don't know, it feels a little slow to me in this environment with energy and Ramanap Red and these decks that just feel super powerful, like waiting till turn 3 to play this, and it is 2 different colors, so you do have to get your mana right to pull it off, and then it ramps you a little bit and fixes your color, so that's good. If you're in a dinosaur deck especially, this could be good. But again, will the dinosaur deck get there? We don't know yet, and if it does, is this really going to be part of it? I don't know if it will. It would have to be a deck that's really trying to go deep with colors and maybe be really greedy. But again, I don't know if that can survive in the current meta. It just feels a tad slow to me. So again, good and limited, and definitely awesome if you're trying to play some commander dinosaurs. And I would certainly play it in that deck. All right, with that being said, those are our leaks. We're going to be back a little bit later with a full complement, a preview, some really amazing cards to look at. So until then, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe. Have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.